Well, Ontario Knife Company dropping Ranger fixed blades and new Rat model fixed blades was not on my 2026 bingo card, but sure enough, here we are. What's going on, blade lovers? We got some crazy blade news to unpack today. I'm going to share with you the information I know. Don't mind the plane. The information I don't. And my thoughts on what I've been able to unpack and discover through my underground contacts in the blade community. Wow. I honestly, when I saw this post a few days ago, I thought it was an April Fool's post. And then I saw that it was like posted on like the 10th, and I'm like, what? So then I click on the link and I start digging around, and I'm like, this could be great. Like I'm excited. Because there are two Ranger models and then two Rat models. We have more information about the Rangers than the Rats currently that are being released coming soon from Ontario Knife Company. Now, the reason I thought it was a joke is because Ontario Knife Company shut their doors a few years back. Now, if we go in the Wayback Machine, just to give you a little history here on how we get to today, Ontario Knife Company been around for ever, like almost 100 years, making knives here in the U.S. They had contracts with the U.S. military in different times and different things like that. A very well-known brand, more focusing on value, and high performance. USA made like fixed blades for the value, like what you get for the money. The old Rat series and then the old Ranger series, like really, really crazy. And there's a whole thing about like how, then SE came out of that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into any of that. Anyway, and when I first started the channel almost 15 years ago, like Rat and Ranger blades were the first like decent American like survival knives that I got and tested out here on the channel, and then progressed into SEs and then gone beyond that. But they were always a company that could give you an American-made tool that was tough, reliable, and could really get the work done. Then a few years back, they started to really have some financial troubles. Their quality control is getting really bad, putting out some really not well-built models and just all over the place, just throwing out random, super random blades and stuff that just weren't hitting. And then they ended up, going under and shutting their doors. And then I believe Blue Ridge Knives, a big distributor here in the U.S., picked them up, bought the Ontario name, and continued to make Rat pocket knives, Rat 1, Rat 2, and then, there were different variants that they were starting to release, different things like that. I believe the 1.5 came out after Blue Ridge bought them up, and those were all overseas though. So to now see that there are two, a small and a large Ranger, and a 4 and a 5 Rat coming back onto the scene, I got really excited. So let's just look really quick here at what these models look like for the Rangers. We're going to unpack the Rangers first because I have a little bit more info about that than I do on the other. When we look at these look great, right? Right out of the gate, contoured, it says G10. We have what looks like a 3-inch version and a 4.5-inch version, Kydex sheaths. And then when I started to look at these a little bit closer, I was like, wait a second, these are really ringing a bell for me. I know these designs. And so I hopped on over to White River because I was like, I think these are made by like White River, this design. Go over there, the GTI. These are the GTI series of knives made by White River. They are absolutely, the sheaths are identical, the handle contouring, the design, those look identical. So I was like, what's going on here? This is kind of odd. Like, I can't believe that Ontario would just be like going and making, like just carbon copying those. So there's got to be something going on here. So I did a little bit of digging, and there's nothing nefarious going on. White River is aware of these models. They've given green light to this stuff. The original designer, like all that. This is all like on the up and up. This isn't some sort of copy, but these are what are currently the GTI models over at White River, but they are sporting carbon steel, and we'll get to that in just a second. With that good, the bad, and the ugly of both of these models. So I was like, okay, that's good to know that this isn't some weird knockoff, some weird whatever. This is all like green lit. Everyone's like thumbs up, cool. So that's what we're potentially getting from Ontario under the Ontario name. Now I can't say who is making these for Ontario, so I can't disclose what that is. I can say that the company making these for Ontario has some of the best fit and finish, some of the best quality blades around. So that is a good thing. So hopefully the fit and finish, the Kydex sheaths, the grinds, all that is dialed in. So then we see, and here's where things start to maybe get, is it bad or ugly? I don't know. I see carbon steel. And I was like, okay, and 58 to 60. So right away I was like, oh man, could that be? Now the original Ranger series was made in 58 to 60 HRC, sorry. Could that be 5160 steel that they're using? Because that's what the original Rangers were made out of. If they're doing that with that heat treat, I'm getting excited. That's super tough. It's durable. That's good wear resistance as well. Better edge retention than what the old models were. I might be excited about that. As an example, I've experienced that firsthand with these Cabela Bushcraft series made in 5160 Rockwell, 58 to 60. I know there's like 5s and 60s a lot in there, but these are $120. Made in America, micarta, contoured handle scales, 90-degree, high grind. The fit and finish is good, man. I mean, the fit and finish on this is better than what Ontario was pumping out in those later days. Like, this is great. Good fit and finish. The HRC is holding a better edge. The edge is holding better because of that higher HRC. You get a Kydex sheath, $120. I mean, when these came out, I was like, dude, these are like the Ontarios of the 21st century, dude. Like, this is great. $120 for an American-made 5160 blade. So that's what I was hoping for. I got confirmation that these are in fact 1095. Wah, wah, wow. Not super pumped about that, bro. Not getting ultra excited. Maybe if the price was right. But 1095. I mean, it's a good user steel, but 10 years ago, sure. If you're going to make like a sub $150 knife in America, make it out of 1095, no problem. It's fine. Sharpens up easy enough. I would take 5160 any day over it. I would take 80 CRV2 over it. And a lot of A2, O1, properly heat treated D2, almost anything. I'd almost take anything over 1095 if I could. So it's not the end of the world, but it definitely kind of like takes it down a notch from what it could have been. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about this idea, this concept, what the design looks like? Are you excited? Are you not? Leave comments, questions. I'll do my best to answer them. I am absolutely going to be picking up these models as soon as they hit. And again, just really seeing what they bring to the table when they do become available. Now, if we look at these, now this says coming soon, and all these say coming soon on the Ontario site. The Rat 4M and the Rat 5M, designed by Jeff Randall, made in the USA out of stainless steel. And if we look down here in the corner, especially at the Rat 5M, I mean, these basically look, these look like the SEM4 or HM series, just with like a slightly more pronounced guard right here. Other than that, these look identical. These like, what? So now again, I don't know who's making these particular models. It says stainless steel though, is the other thing that I was like, oh, okay. Potentially, if it's, there's the potential for like S35EN or MagnaCut in these. So I'll be very curious to see what happens. But to be honest, I'm very with the design. Boring. That doesn't mean that it won't function, but it's just like, I mean, I'm glad there's no choils. Let me put it this way. I'm glad there's no choils. I'm super glad about that. If it's a good choice in stainless steel, like MagnaCut or S35EN or something, nothing wrong with that. Cool, we get all that. But honestly, like, why isn't SE just making these? Why aren't they just doing, stainless steel in their HM line? Like, that would be what I would say. Like, why are we doing that? Like, at least give us like a slightly different design. Even the fact that it has like full flat, the handles don't go around the guard at all. Like, let's change it up a little bit. Like, let's do like a little bit of a bird beak or something, to give you some like wrist flicking action. Do a more sweep, do something. Try out a handle design like this, or something like that. Give us a high saber grind instead of a full flat. There's, in this whole like arena, there's so many full flat grinds. That is what's great about the Rangers. I think the Rangers have a saber, so that's I'm excited about that. But I'm really curious. Like, I'm just like, okay, with these, I'm not like super pumped out the gate because they're just so similar to like, and there's nothing really like, woo, that's getting me pumped. Now, if they can hit a good price point, if they're picking a good steel, if the fit and finish is good, you know, and it's competitive, I think it will be an option for people who want stainless steel and just don't want an SE. But again, especially with Jeff Randall designing them, like, why aren't these just made by SE? I don't get it. So that's me. That's where I sit with this whole launch. There's good, there's bad, there's ugly, there's like I don't give a rip, you know, and then there's also like, let's see what happens. I mean, the bottom line is I'm glad and excited to see another American company coming back onto the scene, you know, reinvigorating. If they can land on their feet and do a good job, then it's always good to have more American manufacturers, that, and especially if Ontario can bring value. And value means different things like every day. It seems to be changing with different prices and tariffs and this and that, and who knows what's happening next. So, I mean, value is relative, but like, you know, a competitive value and not just like swinging for the stars and the highest price possible to get people into good blades that are made here in the US. So, and good blades doesn't, you know, you can have a good 1095 blade. You can have a good, you know, Magnica blade. It just depends on value and, you know, whatever. So there it is, guys. Leave comments, questions. I'll keep you posted if I learn anything else. And as soon as I get my hands on these are absolutely going to be thoroughly tested here at the channel and see how they stack up compared to some of these blades we talked about today. So until next time, stay equipped, stay prepared. See you out there.